people like Datto and stuff like that that do really like long form. There's a shitty dog barking outside. Hold on. Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to HITSCAN. Before we hit Christmas and New Year and all that stuff, we wanted to do a quick update on sort of where we're at the moment, I suppose. Miska wanted to talk about Overwatch at the moment and sort of what we're doing at the moment too.
Yeah, so in general, we just wanted to do one of those classic old update videos, but we kind of have some things that have been on our mind, and we don't really do like a sort of format on the channel where we just get to talk, or at least get to sort of convey this type of stuff in a community post style way. First up on the list, just want to talk about Overwatch for a bit. Currently, we all know that it's obviously in a bit of a quiet period because devs are on holiday, and also going into January, we know there's pretty much just going to be the Chinese New Year thing, and then maybe something will happen in February, March, maybe not. So it's a bit of a odd time. So in general, we've changed up our video schedule a little bit. We're probably not going to do videos every single day. You noticed we skipped some days here and there more recently, and we're probably going to keep doing that because that's kind of the feedback we've been getting from you guys. Just not make videos unless we really feel like there's something we really want to talk about. Before, it's been more one of those things where we've woken up and been like, okay, I want to make a video today, and then you kind of figure it out as you go. And a lot of the time that means that we make videos that are just things that we really want to talk about that day, but sometimes it means that we get these rambly, just sort of, I guess, discussion videos up that you guys don't really enjoy and feel like we're just pushing out for the sake of doing it. Since that vibe is not great, we figured we'd just skip that. So yeah, that's where we're at with Overwatch and how we feel about it. I'm excited to see if there will be more patches and updates, like sooner rather than later. But, you know, the recent thing has been the balance patch, right? I don't think there's been much else that's been like super exciting for us, at least.
Right, and there's been a lot of interesting talking points there too, I think. I think the quality of the videos as well recently has gone up just because we don't feel obliged to make videos every day. So I think we've put out some really good interviews. I think we're going to do some really good breakdowns over the Christmas period. So I think quality is still there. But I also did want to talk about what we've been doing recently. We've been playing a lot of CSGO, and I think we've been having a lot of fun in just other games in general anyway. That's not specifically to say that we're going to start making CSGO content. I really don't think we're going to start doing that, but it's made me sort of more excited. You know, HITSCAN rebranding has been great. You guys have been awesome with it. But certainly we are looking to the future. We keep talking about Project A. I think that is certainly something that we definitely want to cover. But I think just we are now in a position where we can cover Overwatch and Overwatch 2 when it comes out. But that could be a while, and it could be very different to what we've experienced so far. There's obviously going to be a big focus on PvE, so there's like going to be an interesting mix of content on the channel, and so I'm not really sure what like stuff's going to be like in the future, but I don't know about you, Miska, but it's more exciting to me now that we have this kind of like open reach to do other stuff. But you know, Overwatch is still where our bread is buttered, I suppose, if that's even a saying. So that's still something that I would. It is now, but you know, like, I don't think we'd ever just completely turn around and go, we're not doing that anymore, we're going to go.
It's that whole
Fortnite
thing.
5.
We both kind of developed our style of making videos when doing Overwatch. Like early on with our Overwatch videos, you'll notice our early content, we're like, we really don't know what we're doing. Like if you go back to especially the beta, we just have no clue what sort of videos to make because we don't have like a style of video or something that we kind of do. And then over time it became more of like a quickly looking into new features or updates or how to play in like a more sort of basic way. And I think that worked really well for us, and it was really fun to do early on. And then as time went on, it became more and more sort of new, since that was the bite-sized content we were kind of looking for. And then, you know, more and more interviews and kind of trying to break down tactics and things like that a little bit more. So we really like doing that stuff. We really enjoyed doing that. I did it with Blackout back in the Black Ops 4 launch, just because I had played like over 1,000 hours of PUBG at that time. Wanted to do something like that again. Ryan, you've done it with well, Anthem initially, but more like with Borderlands recently,
right, yeah.
And that's been a lot of fun for you. And I think those games and just sort of trying out our style of making videos in other games there have, like, we really found a lot of just fun doing that. So we want to do that, but either like in a new way for Overwatch, just as like, you know, high quality content occasionally, or try to, you know, incorporate other games, or maybe just gaming as a whole. You know, who knows exactly how we'll develop that. But I think it's more the whole thing of we've found a style of doing things, and now we just want to kind of find ways to apply that again to have more fun making videos, and yeah, hopefully explore some new territory. Yeah, I mean, in terms of going into next year, I guess we both kind of know roughly how we want to approach that, but it really only time can tell, I guess.
like Apex this year was a firm example of how something can suddenly come up, and we never covered it. We never really had plans to, but nowadays it's kind of like something new, something refreshing, and when it comes to the videos that I make, I take big inspiration from a lot of you guys play Destiny, going off all of the polls that we've done. People like Datto and stuff like that do really like long form. There's a shitty dog barking outside. Hold on. There was a period, like Miska said, where Miska made his own videos and I made mine, and it was actually really interesting to see how we basically made the same kind of video in very different games. Just very like quick guides on how to do stuff, long discussion content based on the best guns in Blackout as an example that Miska did, and obviously me with all of the different Vault Hunters in Borderlands 3. For me personally, I take big inspiration from people like Datto. I know a lot of you guys play Destiny too, and that's the kind of content that I love to consume, and thus the content that I also like to create, and I'm sure Miska's the same as well, that it's meaningful.
Yeah. We had very similar feedback back then. I remember just how people sort of responded to when we made those videos was it was very similar in the way that people just appreciated summarized sort of content that was like a lot of content in a short amount of time. Even if a video was even 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, it was still a lot of stuff in that video. And it doesn't feel like we can do that as well with Overwatch, I guess. That's kind of where our frustration lies, I think, with making content right now, at least personally. Hopefully we can make some change there and figure out how we can do that better in the new year. Maybe instead of like having videos that break down one comp, we can try to do several, or try to just, have just more stuff put into one video and have that go out and be one video in like 3 days or so, rather than 3 videos that have a little bit sort of more content spread a bit more thin over them. And it's hard for us to tell when we do that well or not before we've uploaded the video. It's a very sort of YouTubey thing where you don't really know if a video is good before you've uploaded it. It's kind of hard to know sometimes. We'll see what happens.
Just things like the last patch as well, like how much we seem to beat that dead horse. Like, I don't think we realised it at the time, but yeah, we have actually spoken a lot about the Baptiste change and all that stuff, and I think that's just a really good bit of feedback. That's like, all right, there is more to talk about in Overwatch than we do, but I personally find the patches and the comps and what people are doing really interesting, so that's where I like to talk about it. And
yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, like, I don't think we have any sort of set expectations. We're gonna have to just figure it out as we go. I gotta admit, I feel like the Overwatch 2 hype hasn't grabbed the community in the way that Blizzard were kind of hoping it would. Right?
Yes,
I feel like people that maybe Blizzard were hoping that more people would just break down the trailer and try to do more lore summaries and have the focus go back to that. But yeah, we know that they have comics coming because of the previous comments from Jeff, and so maybe there's going to be a nice tie back into that, and we can do some cool stuff around that too. Who knows? Anyway, that's basically it for this video. I don't really have anything more to say. So yeah, thanks for watching this weird update video. We'll see you guys whenever we see you. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
And
Bye.
yeah, goodbye.